As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then 0 on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Kedar Shirali. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you, Margaret. First of all, my apologies for the delayed start. Good evening and welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining us today to discuss TCS's financial results for the fourth quarter and full year of fiscal year 2020, ending March 31st, 2020. This call is being webcast through our website, and an archive, including the transcript, will be available on the site for the duration of this quarter. The financial statements, quarterly fact sheet, and press releases are also available on our website. Our leadership team is present on this call to discuss our results. We have with us today Mr. Rajesh Gopinathan, Chief Executive Officer and Managing Director.
Good evening, Kedar, and good evening, everyone.
Mr. N.G. Subramaniam, Chief Operating Officer.
Good evening to all of you.
Mr. V. Ramakrishnan, Chief Financial Officer.
Hello, everyone.
And Mr. Milind Lakkad, Global Head Human Resources.
Hi, everyone.
Rajesh and Ramki will give a brief overview of the company's performance, followed by a Q&A session. As you are aware, we do not provide specific revenue or earnings guidance, and anything said on this call which reflects our outlook for the future or which could be construed as a forward-looking statement must be reviewed in conjunction with the risks that the company faces. We have outlined these risks in the second slide of the quarterly fact sheet, which is available on our website and which has been emailed out to those who have subscribed to our mailing list. With that, I'd like to turn the call over to Rajesh.
Thank you, Kedar, and once again, good evening to all of you. I hope that all of you and your families are safe and continue to be staying healthy. Over the last few weeks, our priority has been to safeguard the health and well-being of our employees while continuing to support our customers' mission-critical activities globally. And I hope that the same extends to all of you. The lockdowns across the world in response to this pandemic have tested the agility, resilience, and adaptability of our delivery model. And it is immensely satisfying to say that we have come out stronger and have more proven than ever before. From a highly centralized model consisting of workspaces set in large delivery campuses capable of accommodating thousands of employees, we had to switch to an extreme form of distributed delivery in a matter of days. To do that across an organization of 448,000 is, as you will all appreciate, not a trivial challenge. The most important aspect of it is not just moving the person from inside the office to outside, but being able to actually extend all the elements of our delivery model to be able to work seamlessly with this kind of a distributed pool. Our IT support teams analyzed the various connectivity options and came up with an extension of what we call our open agile delivery model concept into a next generation secure borderless workspaces, or the SBWS model. It's not just a matter of enabling remote access to hundreds of thousands of employees. We rejigged our cybersecurity posture and all our project management practices and systems to ensure that proper work allocation, work monitoring, and reporting continued so that the delivery quality and the delivery certainty that our customers expect from us was never compromised. The logistical challenges of physical enablement were formidable, and in the final push, our admin, IT support, and HR teams worked very hard and in the true spirit of TCS and did a magnificent job. Close to 90% of our employees have now been enabled to work in the SBWS model. The other area where our model truly shone was in the manner in which our global team stepped in to seamlessly take up the load, and the flex with which work moved between teams was both very encouraging in terms of what it means from an organizational perspective and also from the perspective of the underlying technology architecture that holds together our talent pool into one seamless delivery organization. The fungibility across teams ensured that there was no slippage in support levels to our customers' mission-critical operations and systems, and this has been something that has been widely noticed and appreciated by many stakeholders. Our SBWS experience over the last few weeks has been, I would say, amazing, And the cloud-based monitoring system is tracking the progress of all our engagements and covering more than 23,000 projects across the organization on a real-time basis, and ensuring that customers continue to experience the same quality of delivery that I spoke about. Associates are also in many ways actually enjoying the luxury of not having to commute, and in fact some of that is showing through in increased energy levels and engagement that we're seeing across the organization. TCS HR and Milind will speak a lot more about it, but has been also very proactive in making sure that employee engagement across multiple dimensions, whether it be emotional well-being or even addressing areas of common interest, continue to remain high on the priority, and as we actually transition to this kind of a distributed one. Clients are comfortable with what you've done, and they want us to take more work, in fact, from other providers who might not have the kind of flex and seamless options that we have been able to demonstrate. So we have received more than 500 customer appreciations and accolades in the last 2-3 weeks, appreciating how seamlessly we managed this switch. Coming to our Q4 performance, even though the actual disruption took place only in the last couple of weeks of the quarter, the pandemic completely reversed the positive momentum that we had been seeing building up in some of our biggest verticals in the first 2 months of the quarter. Our Q4 revenue growth was 3% year-on-year in a constant currency basis and 5.1% in rupee terms, and translated to 0.9% in dollar terms. On the full year, we crossed the 22 billion mark, growing at 7.1% in constant currency and 7.2% in rupee terms. Our operating margin for the quarter was flat Y-on-Y at 25.1%, and net margins in Q4 was at 20.2%. Our cash conversion continues to be strong, and our full year EBIT margin was at 24.6%, while the net margin was at 20.6%. I'll ask Ramki to go over all the headline numbers, financials, and segment performance, and I'll again step in later to talk about the demand trends that we are seeing and the way we are modeling the next few quarters ahead.
Thank you, Rajesh. I'll go over the headline numbers. In the fourth quarter FY2020, our revenues grew 3% Y-on-Y on a constant currency basis. The reported revenue in INR was rupees 399.46 billion, which is Y-on-Y growth of 5.1%. In USD terms, revenue was $5.44 billion, which is Y-on-Y growth of 0.9%. For the full year, our revenues grew 7.1% in constant currency. In INR terms, it was rupees 1.569 trillion, which is Y-on-Y growth of 7.2%. In USD terms, revenue was $22.03 billion, which is Y-on-Y growth of 5.3%. Going over the segmental performance, as a reminder, all these growth numbers are year-on-year and in constant currency terms. BFSI revenue declined this quarter by 1.3%. Much of the revenue leakage was due to the supply side impact arising out of delays or inability to activate remote access for some of the offshore teams due to regulatory concerns. Retail grew 4.2% despite a sharp hit in the travel, transportation and hospitality subvertical. Life sciences and healthcare continued to grow strongly, growing 16.2%. Likewise, our communications and media business continued to do well, growing 9.3%. Manufacturing grew 7% this quarter, while technology and services grew 3.5%. Geography-wise, Europe continued to outperform, growing 11.9%, while UK grew 5.4%. North America was flattish at 0.2%. Among the emerging markets, Latin America and APAC grew 3.9% and 3.5% respectively, while MEA grew 1.3% and India declined by 1.9%. Coming to our portfolio of products and platforms, they performed quite well in Q4. Ignio, our cognitive automation software, at 11 new wins and 13 go lives. The product suite continues to expand into newer areas and with newer features and capabilities. Our channel partner program continues to expand, onboarding 5 new partners this quarter. including 3 value-added resellers and 2 technology partners. Ignio is now available on the Microsoft Azure Marketplace. TCS BaNCS, our flagship product suite in the financial services domain, had 9 new wins, of which 3 were in the core banking, 2 in insurance, 2 in securities processing, 1 in lending, and 1 in payment. We also had 5 go-lives in Q4. The Quartz blockchain solution had 3 new wins in Q4, of which 2 were for the Quartz Dev Kit launched in Q3. In the algo retailing space, we had 1 go-live each for Optimera and OmniStore. In life sciences, our award-winning advanced drug development suite had 3 go-lives, including a new innovative AI-based solution for pharmacovigilance implemented for a UK-based global pharma company. The GXP compliant solution uses TCS's Decision Fabric AI engine to transform case intake and triaging by converting natural language to structured clinical data. Lastly, our HOBS SaaS platform for communication service providers had 2 new wins and 1 go-live. Coming to the client metrics, we report our client metrics every quarter because these are an important measure of the strength and success of our customer-centric strategy of continually investing in building new capabilities and launching newer services and products to steadily broaden and deepen our customer relationships. In Q4, we had very good client additions across all revenue buckets. To give you some of the details, we added 5 more clients in the $100 million plus band, bringing the total to 49. 6 more in the $50 million plus band, bringing the total to 105. 25 in the $20 million band, bringing the total to 240. 20 clients in the $10 million plus band, bringing the total to 391. And 33 clients in the $5 million band, bringing the total to 565. And 64 clients in the $1 million band, taking the total to 1072. Going over the financials, margins in Q4 were impacted by the slower growth and also by the lower utilization in projects where customer approvals for work from home were not yet received or were delayed. Currency support mitigated these headwinds, resulting in an operating margin of 25.1% and net income margin of 20.2%. For the full year, our operating margin was 24.6% and the net income margin was 20.6%. Effective tax rate for the quarter was 23%. Our DSO was 67 days in dollar terms. Net cash flow from operations was rupees 88.09 billion, which is 109.4% of the net income. Free cash flow was rupees 80.68 billion. For the full year, it was rupees 323.03 billion, which was 9.4% year-on-year growth. Invested funds as at March 31st stood at 443.11 billion. The board has recommended a final dividend of rupees 6 per share, taking the total dividend for the year to rupees 73. This translates to over 318.9 billion returned to shareholders this year. On the people front, we ended the year with a total headcount of 448,000 plus, a net addition of 24,179 in the course of the year. It continues to be a young and diverse workforce with 144 nationalities represented and with women making up 36.2% of the base. TCS's organic talent development initiatives continue to deliver industry-leading outcomes. Employees logged 37.7 million learning hours in FY2020, resulting in over 335,000 employees getting trained on multiple new technologies and over 417,000 trained on agile methods. The LTM attrition IT services in FY2020 was 12.1%. I hand it over to Rajesh now for the demand drivers and other trends.
Thank you, Ramki. The pandemic has introduced an unprecedented level of uncertainty in an already unstable global economy. All major economies have virtually ground to a halt, and it's difficult to predict when and how the recovery might commence. What's clear, though, is that individuals as well as organizations have to mentally prepare themselves for a prolonged period of uncertainty and a new normal. And now that we have stabilized from the initial shock of the lockdowns, our focus is on helping our customers navigating to that new normal and building in these three elements of resilience, adaptability, and agility into their organizational structures. And one of the biggest learnings for organizations on the 4 weeks has been the importance of investing in these capabilities as horizontal organizational capabilities. These are attributes that an organization needs